Air Liquide Canada, largest liquid helium distributor, declared force majeure after the following conflict in the Middle East notified customers of 50% supply reduction for the critical coolant used in MRI machines. Strikes by Iran on the Gulf states prompted the state-owned Qatar Energy to shut down a main natural gas thermal, halting helium production. Qatar remains one of the world's largest suppliers of liquid coolant.
The war that
Here's
erupted in
more.
late February with US and Israeli strikes on has done more than redraw battle lines. It has exposed how fragile Canada's medical supply chains still are. In early March, Iranian retaliation against Gulf states forced to shut a major liquefied natural gas terminal under force majeure. Because liquid helium is a byproduct of natural gas processing and is one of the world's largest suppliers, the shutdown ricocheted into Canadian hospitals. That was told its liquid helium allocations, critical for cooling MRI machines, would be cut by 50%, which bills itself as Canada's largest liquid helium distributor, also declared force majeure and warned customers of 50% cuts and price hikes, which helps supply roughly 80% of Canadian hospitals, is pushing back on the increases while assessing which facilities, especially those with older MRIs, are most exposed. Researchers say the episode is a warning they've issued for years. Manager of the Nuclear Magnetic Resonance Facility at Toronto's argues Canada must establish a sustainable, stable, and secure helium supply domestically. Her instruments require 500 liters every 5 weeks, and a total loss could quench magnets and destroy years of work. She co-founded the Canadian Helium Users Group to lobby for domestic purification and liquefaction, noting Canadian-produced helium is currently shipped to the U.S. for processing. Beyond helium, the conflict is straining humanitarian logistics. Head of the delegation told Reuters that emergency medical needs are escalating exponentially, with more than 1,900 killed and 21,000 injured since strikes began February 28. The WHO has had to reroute Dubai-based shipments overland through Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Syria after air and sea lanes were restricted, raising costs and lead times. Analysts caution against panic buying. And say Pacific shipping routes for most U.S.-bound pharmaceuticals remain open and safety stocks exist, though prolonged fighting could change the calculus. Issued a bulletin reminding manufacturers to report shortages early. The war hasn't yet emptied pharmacy shelves, but it has renewed calls for sovereign capacity in the things, helium, devices, key drug precursors, that Canada can't afford to run short of.